UFC Fight Night reaction, Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Shamil Gaziev. Let's begin with Steve Erceg versus Matthew Christopher Schnell. The first round was a back and forth. The second round, 26 seconds in, Steve Erceg lands the touch of death on Matthew Schnell. Matthew Schnell falls down like stiff as a cardboard cutout, like a celebrity cardboard cutout. It was a cold-ass knockout, and when Steve Erceg was interviewed, he had an Australian accent, so if Jack Della Maddalena is Australian and he's Australian, that's two really good boxers from Australia. And Steve Erceg is young, from what I saw, so he's an upcoming prospect, and he's one to look out for. Next fight was Umar Nurmagomedov versus Beksat Al-Kaman. And, well, at the beginning, they were both tentative, striking with one another, tit for tat, like tit, tat, and then boom, Beksat Al-Kaman lands the punch, and Umar falls down, and it looked like Umar was about to get knocked the F out, but Beksat was rushed onto him to finish him, and then Umar was able to take him down, control him for the rest of the round, and control him with the wrestling the next two rounds. An absolute domination other than that punch in the first round. But still, Beksat is one to look out for. He got so many knockouts before he entered the UFC, and this was his debut. And he showed that he has that power. And when Umar was interviewed, he said, whoa, I didn't expect him to be so tough. Like, he came to kill me, but I expected to get the finish, but he was too tough. And it surprised me that he said he's tough, because it looked like a domination to me. But maybe if Beksat fights other opponents in the UFC, he'll have a lot of success. And it's just that Umar is just that good. So even though Beksat lost this fight very convincingly, he might have some cold-ass knockouts in the future, because he does seem to have lots of power in his hands and does seem to have crisp striking. We also had Mohamed Mokaev versus Alex Perez. I can't really remember that fight. It was pretty uneventful, but Mokaev got the win after 3 rounds. Well done to him. A part of me thinks that, by the way, Mokaev trains with Tom Aspinall, and Mokaev was but Mokaev has trained since childhood with Tom Aspinall and his father, Andy Aspinall. So a part of me wonders if he's like an average guy or an average fighter that had excellent training, and that's why he seems so good, when maybe he's not in reality. But don't take this seriously, it's just an observation, it's just a thought. And for the title fight, Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Shamil Gaziev. The first round, they were feeling each other out, and they were trying to find their groove. And in the second round onwards, they both found their groove, but Rozenstruik found his groove a bit more, and the jab was the story of the night. Rozenstruik landed that jab a lot, and at the end of the 4th round, beginning of the 5th, Mark Goddard saw that Shamil said something to his corner, and he's like, what did he say? And then they said, oh, he said something he can't see from his eye, or he can't see from one of his eyes, and Mark Goddard called the fight off, and Rozenstruik got the TKO victory. And yeah, congratulations to Rozenstruik. Another fight that was supposed to be on this card was, what do you call it? The guy who was supposed to fight last week, Raul Rosas Jr. I saw a clip of someone, maybe it was MMA guru, saying, "Oh, the fight with Raul Rosas Jr. is off." And I thought he was talking. I thought it was an old clip from last week because he was supposed to fight last week and it got cancelled. But then I saw that he was supposed to fight this week as well, and it got cancelled again. So what's happening there? But yeah, there were some good fights. My favorites were the knockouts by Steve Erceg and the Umar Nurmagomedov fight. And I'm looking forward to next week, UFC 299. UFC 299 is going to be a banger. That's going to be an exciting card. Like and subscribe.